showtime. Woo, woo. Woo, 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 woo. Styling and profiling. Woo, woo, woo. It's live and in color. Woo!
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report on the Buffalo Fan Base Network. I'm your host, Tommy, to the highest degree, to the T.O.P. from the 313. And by my side is my main man, my Toucan Sam, the one they call the Apex Man, Mr. Mikey. How you doing, buddy?
I'm wonderful. How you doing? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you, man. I am extremely happy, and I know you are too, because the Buffalo Bills got a huge deal done, and that is the signing of Bobby Hart. Mikey, congratulations on the signing of Bobby Hart. I know this has been bothering you all season.
Pro Bobby?
I want
Bobby?
I want to congratulate you. And I know you're throwing a huge party this weekend in honor of Bobby Hart.
Absolutely. I need to get that meme that Paul did and put it out there.
Yes, the I Heart Bobby Hart shirt. What's going on, Jason? I appreciate you hopping on, brother. So let's get to the real big news, which is the Stephon Diggs, 4 years, $96 million, 70 guaranteed. I think it was 26.5 on signing bonus, guaranteed at the time. What do you feel about that deal, man? Are you happy it got done? Or
I am.
Did you think it was going to get done so early?
No, I didn't. I didn't think it would be done this early at all. I thought if it did happen, it would have happened closer to training camp. There was 2 years left on the deal. Bean doesn't tend to extend out with 2 years left. He's always a 1 year guy. However, he, had faith in Diggs and want to keep him long term. Also, what it does is it freed up money. They freed up a little bit over $6 million for us this year, right. Which will help us sign our draft class and possibly sign a vet cornerback. So, I love it. And it's 96 up to 104 if I had the thing correct.
With incentives or whatever, that goes.
I think total ended up being like a 6 year, 124 with the 2 years he had.
Okay. I was surprised. I thought this was going to get. I knew it was going to get done. I had I wasn't worried about the deal not getting done. I was I didn't think it would get done so soon. But once again, Brandon Beane pulling out tricks out his hat, making things happen out of nowhere. And that's why I love our GM, because he makes things happen.
You know what? We got to give credit to Kim and Terry Pagula, who are ponying up the signing bonuses for all these guys. If the owners don't give you the money, you can't do it. It's the reason why Khalil Mack wasn't a Raider for a long time and why he got traded. Mark Davis didn't want to pony up the $100 million.
Yeah. You see, money. not paying for most of the stadium.
Yeah.
You have some money in
your pocket, there's some extra money.
You guys stop complaining about you have to pay a little bit of your taxes. We got Diggs here for 4 years.
6 years. You know what my favorite part about the deal is, honestly, is Diggs didn't ask for the top money. Yeah.
No, what is his contract right now, though, Mike? Is he top 5 paid right now in the league on wide receiver base?
Now he is. Now he is. I think he comes in at number 3.
Okay.
I think it goes Hill, Adams, him, I believe. Which goes Hill, him, Adams. One of the ones.
that number 3 spot will be in the next few years. He'll be down to number 9. Like seriously,
God, yes.
Like what I mean? Like there's just DK, like Allen's deal.
At the end of this year, DK is going to be up. AJ Brown is going to be up. Then you're going into the final year of Justin Jefferson. Keenan Allen's already angling for a new contract because he's not even the highest paid receiver on his roster.
Right.
So Now we have to worry about Poyer. No.
Right, Jason. Yeah, I was going to actually get into that with you real quick, and
Yeah.
I'm glad you bring that up, Jason. So, hey, this is what's going to happen, unfortunately, when, guys are getting paid, right, on the team. Another player that's done a lot, which I got to say, Poyer has been, for the most part, healthy contributor, an all-pro, one of the best at his position. And I know, what is he, 30 now, Mike? Is that correct?
31.
Age, 31. Okay.
Yep.
So I'm sure Brandon Beane's looking at a lot of, the age has to be a little bit of a factor, how long the contract. He did come out and say he wants to end his career in Buffalo, which is awesome to hear, by the way, guys. That you don't hear that a lot by players. Like, hey, I just want to end my career here, especially when they're still in like the 30s, right? Early 30s, him being 31. So what do you think about Poyer, Mikey?
I think Poyer gets done. I do. I think him and Hyde both will get redone. It's one of those things that, he's coming out saying he wants the new deal because he's in the final year. And if you start thinking about it and we start looking at, not so much 2022 roster, but 2023 roster, Poyer's an unrestricted free agent at the end of the year. Knox is unrestricted. OJ Howard's unrestricted. Tremaine Edmonds is unrestricted. So we're starting to see a lot of openings in our roster if we don't start signing some of these guys. And you can always do what we just did with Diggs. We can give Poyer a contract extension. You give him 3-year deal. Give him 3 years, $36 million or something like that. Give him 12. Give him 12 a year, and you can backload it for 2024. Or give them a 4-year or 5-year or 6-year deal. Doesn't matter. We did it with Von Miller to backload the money.
Yeah.
You can play with it however you want. I think both Hyde and Poyer safeties also tend to age more gracefully than some other positions. Like Harrison Smith for the Vikings signed a 4-year, $60-something million deal at age 32, and he's still highly, and he's 3 years into that deal. So he's 35 now, and he's still playing at a elite level, so I don't, and Poyer and Hyde both aren't super athletic freaks. They're super smart.
Yeah.
The game doesn't, mentally it's not going to go away for them.
They're super smart. Yeah. But they're also listen.
No, they're athletic. But I would call
super
them
smart and
freaks.
athletic. Well, they're not athletic freaks, but I will say, probably the craziest interception I saw last year was Micah Hyde, and that was smarts and athleticism.
Yeah.
Because for him to read Mac Jones, because that's what it was. If you see the breakdown, Mac Jones had that would have been a good pass if he, if Micah Hyde wasn't reading it so beautiful, right? So Micah Hyde kind of faked that he was going one direction and went back, didn't sell for the pump. And it was just a beautiful. But anyways, my point is I agree with you. Poyer is still playing at a high level, and I would definitely make it work. But the only thing that does concern me a little bit, I got to tell you, Mikey, is when we got Poyer done the first time around, right? He had a different agent. He is a little tougher agent now, and Drew Rosenhaus, who is known as a stickler. He's not that easy to work with.
I get that. But you have to remember, Brandon Beane's going to put a value on him, and he's not going to move off of it. So either Poyer's going to take what Beane offers him, and Beane's not going to lowball him. Let's be perfectly honest. He hasn't lowballed anybody. He's not going to set the market.
No. Yeah.
But he'll pay him top 5-6 money.
I agree. Vincent coming in real quick, Mikey. Just wondering what they see in Bobby Hart. Ugh, he's mediocre at best.
I don't disagree with you. However, when we cut him last year, he was picked up by the Titans and started at left tackle while Luan was out. Once Luan came back, he was cut and he came back to the Bills. So he's a veteran presence who has a lot of starts under his belt, and he can get you by a game or two.
Yeah,
he's not a long-term guy. He's a stopgap guy. And you could do a lot worse than that in the NFL. That's what they see in him.
I mean, God, I understand what you're saying.
Well, think about it. Last year we didn't have him up, and when Dawkins went down, we put Doyle and left tackle. He played one play. Josh Allen got sacked.
True. That's true. And just because you sign him doesn't mean we can't. They could cut him.
He was on our practice squad most of last year.
Right. So remember too, they need guys to come in and do during camp, right? Practice squad, just to, can't start all the starters the whole camp, right? Guys got to get their work in. So it's whatever. It's not like they signed him and be a starter. So I'm not too worried. It's just funny they keep going back to him. Like the one guy, like Bobby Hart's name will forever be in my head because of how many times we re-signed him. It seems like. Let's see here. Who's coming in here? Chewy, Tommy, where's the Corona? Oh man, I know, dude. I feel so tired today, Chewy. So I'm drinking a Rockstar energy drink. So no Corona premiere for me. But yeah, man. Listen, I'm super happy with what Beane's doing so far for the players. He's paying the guys that deserve it. He's also not letting it get to a point where the players are like disgruntled, like they're pissed off because he didn't address it. He got Allen done. He got Diggs done. He got Trey White done.
Dawkins.
Yeah, exactly. Even when Poyer was kind of like, hey, he got that done, right? So yeah, Deion Dawkins. I mean, so listen, the way Brandon Beane sees it, like you said, I think if you excel even more than what he thought, he's going to wind up paying you. If you're just what he thinks he can go out and get, he's not going to overpay for you. And that's how he's seeing it right now. And that's how he saw like Horrible Harry, right? Harrison Phillips. He saw him as like, okay, I can get two guys for probably what they're going to pay Harrison Phillips out there on the market. And that's exactly what he did. And we got two for the price of one. So pretty much, you know.
I mean, so, Harry got a bigger payday. We did it with Jordan Phillips. We did it with Shaq Lawson. We did it with Horrible Harry. We set Brandon Beane sets of values on guys and says if you can beat this contract, do it. And more power to you. No hard feelings. Go out and get your money. And he said this offseason, he'll welcome you back. We did it with Phillips and Lawson. They're both back now. It's just a matter of he has a value and he doesn't go off his value. And I love that.
Yeah,
and he's honest with the guys. He tells the guys up front. So there is no lying about it. No one feels cheated. He's like, listen, here's what I have you as value. If you can get more than that out on the open market, I say take it. And we wish you the best.
Yeah, 100%.
He'll do the same thing. I like Chewy's response here for Bobby Hart. He's depth and cheap.
Yeah. No,
that's all you want.
I agree. I agree with that. Like I said, I'm not a fan of Bobby Hart, but I understand the signing. I totally get it. Speaking of that, Mikey, we are 3 weeks away from the draft?
Yeah. We have one more contract piece.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know if you saw it this morning, but we've already restructured Ryan Bates.
Oh, really? Did we? No, I didn't. Go ahead and tell
us. We restructured Ryan Bates this morning to save $1.25 million against the cap. So, it didn't change his total value. He still has, all the same guarantees and everything, but we just played with how the money is going to flow. And we were able to save 1.25 for this year by restructuring him.
Yeah, that's what Brandon Beane does, man. He knows how to listen. That he's like a master at that, man. Master at work, man.
It's Beane and his team. He has two cap guys.
He does have.
I don't know who those cap guys are, but man, they're freaking geniuses. They work wonders in there.
Yep. So, Mikey, 3 weeks away from the draft, and guess what? That leads us into our weekly segment, right? A trip down memory lane. The good old days.
Nice.
So, Mikey, what is on the trip down memory lane this week?
So this week we're doing former first-round picks by the Bills. And we're going to go back to 2000. I'm going to give you a name, the year drafted, the pick, the name, the position, and the college. You're going to tell me if they were a hit or a miss. Not so much a hit and miss for the Bills, but as the player as a whole. Were they a hit or a miss?
Okay, go for it.
All right. Year 2000, pick 26, Eric Flowers, D-end, Arizona State.
That's a miss.
Absolutely. He spent 2 years with us, and we cut him. So,
I mean, guys, that's bad. Okay. I wonder what year was that? 2000? Who was the
2000.
GM there? The GM. Who was the GM?
I
I wish I can go back. Ah, man.
I don't know. Anyway,
I wish I can go back. Terrible pick.
We got a few of these, so let's try to get through them. 2001, pick 21, Nate Clements, DB, Ohio State.
Oh, that's a hit. I love Nate Clements. What do you feel about Nate Clements, man? I loved him.
He was one of my favorites. Like he's one of my all-time favorites. Him and Terrence McGee. Like that was my childhood. Like I was real young during, I was like 10, 11, 12 during the Super Bowl era.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I got into my teens, that was the, that's when.
And don't forget, he laid one of the biggest hits on Tom Brady ever.
Yeah.
About knocked his head off.
My favorite hit of all time, though, is Sean Taylor on Brian Moorman in the Pro Bowl.
Oh, yes, that was. But I've never seen Brady get hit like that, though.
Nope.
Throughout his career.
Nope. Okay. 2002, number 4 pick overall, Mike Williams, offensive tackle.
Oh, too
Texas.
Miss, total miss, and too bad because he was a hell of a college player.
He was.
You would think he would have been
he spent 4 years on the Bills. He then disappeared out of the league for 3 years, like his prime years. So at 25, he left, came back at 29 for 1 year with Washington, and then gone again.
They actually put him on defensive tackle on goal line.
Did they?
On the vote? Yes. Like that's how desperate they were to put him anywhere.
Get something out of the value.
Something.
God, that was a bad one. All right, 2003, pick 23, Willis McGahee, running back, Miami.
Oh, hit for sure. Hey, it's all about the U, baby. But no, he was a hell of a player coming off let me tell you, that was kind of a Brandon Beanish pick. If you think about it, coming off a horrific injury. I mean, I thought the guy would never play again. That was nasty.
That was one of the nastiest injuries I've seen.
Ever. I mean, his leg went to like a noodle.
Oh.
And we took a chance on him. And man, that guy balled out. I gotta say, he was a hell of a player, man.
Yep.
So hit.
Okay, 2004, we had 2 first-round picks. We had Lee Evans, number 13 overall, wide receiver, Wisconsin. And we had number 22 overall, J.P. Lozman, quarterback, Tulane.
All right, I'm sorry. Jack was coming in with an awesome comment real quick, so I appreciate it, Jack. Go ahead, repeat, man.
Okay. In 2004, we had 2 first-round picks. At number 13, Lee Evans, wide receiver, Wisconsin.
Oh, that's a hit. Lee Evans was, I think he is right now the 3rd best wide receiver in Buffalo Bills history on stats, yards-wise.
He'll never live down that drop in Baltimore, though.
Oh, my God. Poor guy. He wasn't with us.
Nope. And then our second first-round pick, number 22 overall, quarterback, J.P. Lozman. Out of
that's a hit. That's a hit, baby. I love J.P. Lozman.
You call J.P. Lozman a hit?
I have to because I liked he was a good player.
Hit and miss. For me. Exactly. Hit and miss. 2005, we did not have a pick because we traded it to get Lozman.
Oh,
so
damn,
2006.
That's why people are mad.
Yep.
All right, go.
2006, number 8 overall pick, safety Dante Whitner, Ohio State.
Dante Whitner, the hitman. Dude, I like him. I think that's a hit for sure.
He wasn't so much for the Bills. I mean, he was decent for the Bills, but man, he went on that when he played for the 49ers.
Yes,
he was dangerous.
That's when he made his name. That's when they were calling him Hitner because he was laying folks out. That's when Mikey football wasn't so throwing the yellow flag for every little hit. That dude was laying people out. So he for sure he was a solid player in this league.
Oh, I know. I forgot to tell you, we had 2 first-round picks in 2006.
Okay.
We had Whitner at 8, and at 26, John McCargo, defensive tackle, North Carolina State.
Miss. How long was he even on the team for?
Oh, God. I think he was only on the team 2 years, 3 years. He didn't get a second contract. God. I know that. Okay, 2007, pick number 12, running back, Marshawn Lynch, Cal.
Oh, easy hit. The beast mode. Come on, man. he did good for us, but unfortunately he left us, which I don't blame him.
We traded him.
And went on.
We traded him.
Yeah, well, he didn't want to be. Let's be real. And good for him, because he went on to win the Super Bowl, and he should have won 2 if stupid Seattle didn't pass.
Would have given him the ball at the half-yard line.
Right. So, no, he's a hit for sure.
Yep. And then 2008, pick number 11, cornerback, Leotis McKelvin, Troy.
See, I think some people are going to say miss, but I say hit.
I call him a hit. He was with us for a long time.
He was.
And he was solid. Now, don't get me wrong. He has one of the most infamous fumbles in Buffalo Bills history on Monday night against the Patriots when we were finally going to break that streak.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, God.
Buffalo always did some dumb shit like that.
Yep.
Always some plays like that.
So 2009, we had 2 picks.
Okay.
We had a top 10 pick, and I don't know what pick it was because it doesn't have it on here. But defensive end, Aaron Maben, Penn State. I know it was the top 10.
No, total miss. Too bad, too. I was excited for him. I was coming. He was a good college player.
He ended up having a decent career with the Jets, but I wouldn't call him a hit.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he stayed there a little bit,
but he didn't do anything with anybody else. It was only the 2 years with the Jets.
Yeah, no, he was a miss. Trust me, first round pick. That's a miss. That's a miss.
Yep. And then the same year in 2009, on pick 28, center Eric Wood, Louisville.
Oh, a hit for sure. Too bad his career ended with a neck injury.
Yeah,
because he would have been
He was Brandon Beane's first contract extension.
Yeah. No, bro. He was smart as he was Mitch Morse before Mitch Morse. Like he was that guy. And players loved him, and he was a good guy in the community, and still working for the Buffalo Bills till this day. So what does that tell you about Eric Wood?
Yeah. They loved him. They loved him.
They loved him. Yep.
All right. 2010, pick number 9 overall, running back, CJ Spiller, Clemson.
I'm going to say hit.
Okay.
I'm going to say hit because he still put up some numbers, and he was still a playmaker when we needed him. He was just on bad team. Bad team, bad coach.
And I might have said miss because outside of Chan Gailey, no one got anything out of him.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I
guess I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I'm on the
fence.
I'll tell you,
I was on the fence too.
Yeah,
because they even went to Sean Payton, and Sean Payton couldn't do anything with him.
Yeah, yeah. But he was so dynamic in college.
For those couple years with Buffalo, he was dynamic.
Yeah, so I'm saying it's tough for me to say miss. Yeah, he had good. Listen, he had great speed, fast as hell, kick return. He did some touchdowns, I believe, on kick return for us. Yep. He had some dynamic running play. So I'm on the fence, but I'll still say hit.
Okay, that's fine. I can get behind that. 2011, number 3 overall pick, defensive tackle Marcel Darius, Alabama.
Man, that's tough. I'm on the fence with because I thought he came out good. I thought he had
maybe an infield hit
first half.
Yeah, it's not a hit; it's an infield hit.
Oh, come on! I thought. I don't know, Mikey. What do you think on that? That's a tough one, man.
I mean, he was that solid bad for 4 years.
Yeah,
got the contract extension, and then was disappeared
and done. And he became a problem too in the locker room and everything.
I mean.
I'm gonna say hit.
We got
I'm gonna say hit because
I'm
gonna say hit because
he was dominant during that first 4 years.
I think it was more of an attitude thing and like laziness at the end there that declined, who he was. So I'll say hit because
Chewy says this hurts. I don't think people like our segments.
Hey man, listen, guys. This is our Buffalo Bills, man.
Yep. Okay. We'll call it a hit. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, he was a hit until he got paid. You're right. Why? All right. So 2012, number 10 overall, cornerback Stephen Gilmore, South Carolina.
Stefan, definitely a hit.
Yeah,
he's one of the best corners in the league. Even
Defensive
with us,
player of the year.
Without us, right? Yeah, exactly. So that's definitely a hit. Just didn't work out with
Jason comes and says, I need alcohol for this discussion. Just know we're always going to have a segment called Down Memory Lane. And knowing that we had a 17-year drought, guys, bring a drink with you to our show.
100%.
So, okay, moving on. 2013, the 16th overall pick, quarterback EJ Manuel, Florida State.
Oh God, it's a miss, and it's not even his fault. We reached terrible decision by our GM, which was I think Whaley.
Buddy
at the
Nix.
time.
Buddy Nix.
Was it? You sure?
Buddy Nix on his way out the door.
Okay.
Buddy Nix on his way.
All right.
Whaley took over after the draft that year.
Okay. All right. If it's Nix, that was terrible. He reached as far as you can. He Inspector Gadget his arm all the way. EJ Manuel.
Like, jeez, I don't know what
total miss. Nice guy though. I will say this. Usually, I get players I don't like, but he's hard not to like because he's a good guy.
But then we brought in new coaches who that wasn't their guy. They didn't use him right. Yeah,
he just wasn't
yanked
good,
him around.
He just wasn't. He wasn't good.
I mean, he was better than what some of the guys they put in there. He's better than Jeff Toole.
Yeah. I guess you're right.
I mean,
Jeff Toole. My God, I forgot about him.
Okay, so let's keep going down. 2014, number 4 overall pick, wide receiver, Sammy Watkins, Clemson.
He's a hit. He has to be a hit. He just was it's not a strong hit. It's like a double.
See, I think he's a miss. He got traded 4 times
he
before
did, but
he
he's
landed
not.
with,
but he's a solid player
3.
when he's healthy.
He was a solid number 3.
No, I know, but he had.
Hit?
Well, he had didn't he have 1,000? I have to look at his stats, but I know he had 1,000-yard season for us, or maybe 2.
Yeah.
So that's not like, terrible numbers. I'm just saying. Okay. And then when he's healthy, he's very productive. He's like Glass Joe out there. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
So I'll say hit because of
his weird alien takes. So 2015, we didn't have a pick because we traded up for Sammy Watkins instead of saying where we're at and taking Mike Evans or Odell Beckham. But anyway,
who the hell told him to trade up, Whaley?
Right.
All right, go ahead.
So 2016, pick number 19, defensive end, Shaq Lawson, Clemson.
Ooh, this is tough. I'm on the fence. I'm going to say hit because I like Shaq. But they drafted him knowing he was hurt.
He's been in the league
for the first year. No, I know. He's been productive.
Now.
Yeah, he's been productive. He's been productive.
Yeah.
But is he a
first round pick and have 7 years out of him? Yeah.
I think so. I just think I'd have to look at the rest. But you're right. I'm going to say I'm on the fence, but I'll say hit because you're right. He's still in the league and he's been productive and not super productive.
Why comes this as a hit for him? He lives in a mansion, man.
Right, hit for everyone.
Okay, moving on. 2017, pick 27 overall, cornerback Tre'Davious White, LSU.
Oh, hit, baby. That wasn't Bean's first draft.
No, that was McDermott's draft.
McDermott, and I guess they said that Whaley had supposedly he was not even picking. It was McDermott. So I'm going to say, that's definitely a hit.
They said McDermott listened to the scouts and everything. He just had final say on who.
Right. Yeah. Bean was actually guys. So Bean came in May of that year, right after the draft.
Yep.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. So 2018.
Here's where it gets real easy, guys.
Pick number 7 overall, quarterback Josh Allen, Wyoming.
Yeah, baby. Woo. Number 1 hit, huge hit, the biggest hit of all time, I would say. Well, I don't know. Oh, man. I'll tell you what, Bruce Smith was the number 1 pick, too. Man, that's tough.
Well, Bruce Smith's all-time, all-time leading sacks.
Right. Oh, God, that's tough, Mike. That's another rabbit hole out there.
Chewy comes in and says, please, out of the park on that one. Yep.
Yeah, definitely hit. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's the grand salami on that one.
Yeah, that's
and then
ultimate.
2018, we had a second first-round pick, number 16 overall, linebacker Tremaine Edmond, Vatech.
Hit for sure. He's been our leading tackler, I believe.
Multiple-time Pro Bowler.
Yeah, multiple-time Pro Bowler, even though some Bills Mafia are a little hard on him. Yeah, don't like him. That's so weird, Mikey, how we have players on our team that some fans just don't like.
Yeah.
Even though they're productive. That's so odd.
That was me with Kyle Orton. I hated the guy. I did not like
Uncle Orton.
I did not like him. He was good enough to almost get us into the playoffs. I just hated the guy. I don't know why. There was something about him just bothered me.
His mustache? You hate
I don't
on
know.
guys with mustaches?
His 70 porn stash. So, 2019, number 9 overall pick, defensive tackle Ed Oliver, Houston.
Oh, hit for sure. Hit, and he's going to be, it may be even a bigger hit when we talk about this in a couple more years, but yeah, hit.
Yep. Chewy says for Edmonds, single up the middle. Jackme said Edmonds, thumbs up.
All right, Jack.
Okay, so 2020, we did not have a first round pick because we traded it for Stephon Diggs. So
right.
Hit, grand slam, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, he's our number one.
That was a fantastic use of a first round pick.
Right.
And then the last one is 2021, pick 30, defensive end, Gregory Rousseau, Groot out of Miami.
Tough to say right now because it's only been, I can't, you know what I mean? So right now I'm going to pause it on that one.
Yeah.
I can't give him a grade. I can't give
I mean, he was
right
solid in his rookie year.
He was,
like
but I can't say yet.
I can't say yet. Yeah. I'm not going to say he's a hit or miss.
I think we'll at least 3 seasons, then I could say hit or miss on that one. All right. Yeah. So as of right now, it's up in the air, but I'm leaning towards hit already. But we'll see.
I mean, he was solid. Like he was better against the run than I expected him, and he didn't have any pass rush moves really. He's just learning them. And imagine what Von Miller's going to do with that guy, because he's just a sponge.
What imagine what Von Miller's going to do with every guy.
Right? You
know what I mean?
So when we look at this, we had 16 hits and 6 misses in that span.
That's not terrible, guys. So you see, guys are all depressed in the chat room there.
Of those 16 hits, only 8 of them had a second contract with Buffalo.
Oh, here comes where the depression starts again for Bills Mafia. Way to ruin it.
So we hit 16 of them, and only half of those hits signed a second contract with us.
So are we right or wrong on those hits or misses?
You know, right? I mean, it was like most of those that didn't sign second contracts were, years ago. Like we traded Marshawn. Dante left.
That's true.
Gilmore left. We were in a bad state then. Like we weren't a good team, so no one wanted to resign here. They wanted to get out of Dodge as quick as possible.
Right.
Like since the McBean has come to town, we've signed Josh. We've signed, the guys. We have guys now coming to us. We've drafted well. We'll find out if we resign Edmonds. Edmonds a hit, but doesn't mean we're going to resign him. We'll have to find out if we do.
That's right. So 100%.
All right. So that's our trip down memory lane for the first round picks.
Hey, I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys aren't like going outside and doing anything crazy right now.
I'll be really interested next week, as we lead up to the draft, the second round picks. We'll do day 2. So we'll do second and third round picks next week.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Because we only got one more week after that, guys. Oh, boy.
Yeah. So we'll do second and third round picks next week.
Oh, my God. All right. So, hey, leading to this, Mike, I was thinking, man, all weekend, because, we're favored right now in Vegas to go to the Super Bowl, which is unfucking believable. Oh, I cussed on. I'm sorry. I made that F word. I'm not even drinking. We're favored to go to the Super Bowl, which is unbelievable, right? Like, I cannot believe that. And so I got to thinking, what is the path to the Super Bowl? What is the Buffalo Bills' path to the Super Bowl? And I wanted to ask you a few things, so we'll get to it now. First question to you. What teams, I guess we'll say in the AFC, because obviously, is standing in Buffalo Bills' way to getting to that Super Bowl?
Okay. There's actually quite a few teams that are going to be standing in our way.
You
can take all of the AFC West, and put them. They all got better. You go look at the Raiders. They now have 2 elite defensive ends, right? They have, Derek Carr's underrated. I think he's a really good quarterback. They just got Devontae Adams. So now they have Adams and Hunter Renfrow and Waller. They're pretty stacked over there with Josh McDaniels. So it'll be all about how fast can that team get up to speed with Josh McDaniels' offense.
Right.
And then staying in the West, you have Denver, who has a new head coach in Nathaniel Hackett. who has a new quarterback in Russell Wilson, who also signed the defensive end in Randy Gregory, to go along with Bradley Chubb. And then they have some young defensive players. They have a lot of really young offensive receivers with Javonte Williams. So they're pretty stacked as well. Then we can go talk about, the LA Chargers, who has Justin Herbert, a young stud quarterback with that offense. And they went out and signed another offensive lineman. They went out and traded for Khalil Mack to go on the other side of Joey Bosa. Last year, they drafted the corner early, who I loved, by the way. And then Derwin James. So, they're stacked there. And then you got Kansas City, our nemesis in the West, who actually got worse. They lost Tyron Matthew. They traded away Tyreek Hill. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out in the West. But then you got the defending AFC champs and the Bengals. The Baltimore Ravens are going to be fully healthy. They lost 26 guys last year to IR, including their entire secondary and their backfield. Right. They're all coming back, so they're going to be healthy. Then you got the Browns. When does Deshaun Watson show up? When Deshaun Watson shows up, that is a legit contender.
Mm-hmm.
Like that offense with those running backs, they're in that offensive line. Give Deshaun Watson time. That's going to be a scary combo. And then you have your random ones. You have your Tennessees and you have Colts, your Indies. What is it? What does Indy look like with Matt Ryan?
The Bengals.
We talked about Bengals and the defending AFC champions, the Bengals, with Joey Burrow, who got better. They redid his offensive line. So it's a stacked AFC.
Yes. Yes.
The true difference. And let's not even count out the Dolphins. The Dolphins have a stacked roster. The question with the Dolphins is, what is their quarterback? What is Tua going to look like? What Tua do you get? Do you get the Alabama Tua, or do you get the NFL Tua?
Right. So this is where I lead off. Where
did he really mention the Browns? Yes, I did. You got to. You take that Browns team with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
That's a scary. Now you put Baker Mayfield back there. Okay, I'm not really scared about it. But Deshaun Watson is an elite quarterback.
Oh, dude, he was top 5 before all this happened.
Yeah.
Now I will say this for all the teams we mentioned, there's some things that obviously,
everything has to go right for all of them as well.
Yeah. Right. The main thing though, in all those teams, pretty much, I would say, is quarterback kind of related, right? So Derek Carr, I know, to me, Derek Carr still has a lot to prove. I think he's a good regular season quarterback. It's just in the playoffs, I don't know. I'm not. He's one of those guys still. He has to prove to me at least, or prove to Raider Nation, whatever, that he can lead them.
See, and I think it comes down to their defense. I don't even think it comes down to Carr. I think it comes down to their secondary.
Yeah, Raiders, you're right too. But I just
is all what can they do? Because the Raiders' offense is actually pretty good. When you add Devontae Adams to go with Hunter Renfrow,
Hunter Renfrow
and Waller, that's 3 elite. Then don't forget you have Josh Jacobs in the back. You have Kenyon Drake back there as well.
Yeah.
So they have weapons on offense. It comes down to that defense. They have 2 great defensive ends and Crosby and Chandler Jones. But what does that secondary do?
I've just seen Carr,
and they're also up against a very stacked AFC West that they've played.
No, they are. I've just seen Carr drop, just not show up.
You don't trust them?
I don't. If I was a Raider fan, I would be. I'm not saying he's bad though. He's like one of those. He reminds me of a little bit like how fans were feeling like Tannehill when Tannehill was at the Dolphins, because Tannehill wasn't bad, but
Philip Rivers was fantastic. He just couldn't win the big one.
Right. So that's where I'm leading. Now, I'm not saying Josh Allen can yet, because we have to get there yet, but he's getting better, right? But anyways, none of those teams totally scare me, but they're all extremely tough. And like you said, they're going to be fighting each other on some of these division. What was it? The West, the Raiders are in, right? So that's going to be a dog fight, and someone's going to miss the playoffs.
Yeah,
right.
How many of them are going to get in?
Right. Someone's going to miss it. So, Yeah, that's a tough path right there, guys. AFC
That's not even going into the north
right.
or the south. There's a couple teams. And you know what? Don't forget about Pittsburgh. They played with a really old, beat up Ben Roethlisberger last year and still made the playoffs.
Yeah, as long as they got their coach,
2 years ago.
Always. As long
and
as
now they got
coach.
Mitchie Biscuits back there.
Yeah. And as long, like I said, bro, with the one thing about the Steelers is, and really good teams with good coaches like the Patriots, they're always will be competitive, even when they don't have the greatest quarterback at the time or they're missing some pieces. They will still come to play. We learned that, by the way. Week 1,
when they beat us,
Pittsburgh came to town, and everyone was like, "Oh!" So I'm just saying. Okay, so the next thing I want to
hold on. There's a question in the chat from Chewy. He says, "Which NFC games are going to be our toughest this season?"
Well, I got to go.
LA, the Rams,
yep,
the Packers
for sure.
Who else do we got?
I'm going to tell you right now.
These are 2 really tough ones.
So we got some on NFC. So Green Bay,
Lions,
Minnesota. I think not a problem. We got the Lions, not a problem. Yeah. The Bears, not a problem. The Rams are tough.
Rams and Green Bay, right? Are
That's
2 toughest?
That's it. Rams and Green Bay.
Okay.
That is it. Everyone else is not a pushover. No one's a pushover, guys.
No one's a pushover in the NFL.
It should be a win.
The Vikings could be a sneaky tough game because they got talent. It's gonna be what can the new coach do?
We are at home now for that.
We don't have Tampa this year. We don't have Tampa this year.
No, we don't have Tampa. Nope.
We play the North.
So I do got to ask you that since we're highly regarded right now in the media, let's say for first time in a long time, who has the most pressure on the team? Is it Josh Allen? Is it the head coach McDermott? Is it the defense? Is it Von Miller? Who do you got?
McDermott. 100%.
McDermott has the most pressure.
I will tell you, I've watched a lot of recent stuff about it, and a lot of people are saying the Bills are ready to win. It's going to come down to can McDermott make the correct decisions in crunch time, because no one puts the loss last year in the divisional game on the players. They put that squarely on McDermott for squandering away the 13 seconds.
I do. I put it on
starts at the top.
Whole coaching staff. To be honest with you,
starts at the top. It's going to come down to can your coach manage those high pressure situations and get them through them.
Yeah. No, I slightly agree with you. So pressure,
so only slightly, huh?
No. Well, because I agree with you. Let me take that back. Okay. I agree with you, but it's a mix of things. So I'm going to say McDermott and Ken Dorsey, because Ken Dorsey now is taking over a high-powered offense that everybody was, praising over Dable, right? And he needs to impress, because if he comes out with this high-powered offense, and Buffalo fans, you know how we react week 1, week 2, and we're scoring, low points or doing stuff not right. Guess who's going to be hearing it? Ken Dorsey. It's going to be all over Twitter. It's going to be all over when they talk to Sean McDermott on press conferences, post-game conferences. So Ken Dorsey has a lot of pressure. First year doing offensive coordinator. A lot of pressure.
So I'm handed the keys to the Ferrari. Don't mess it up.
Right. And I have a lot of faith in him, guys, by the way. I'm huge on Ken Dorsey.
You've been a Ken Dorsey. Yeah. You've been for multiple years now. You have been
preaching Ken Dorsey. Yeah. So
Tommy's a you guy. Of course he's a Ken Dorsey supporter.
Yes. So and then my last
I can get behind the Dorsey pressure. I can.
Yeah. And my last one to you is, how important is it for the Buffalo Bills to win the AFC to go into the playoffs as the number 1 team? How important is it?
Is it to win the AFC? It's super important if you want to get the Super Bowl.
Right.
Are you talking about getting the 1 seed?
I'm getting to the path to the Super Bowl. Is it a must? Do they need? Is it that important, or could we still get to the Super Bowl without winning the AFC?
Well, the only way you can get to the Super Bowl is win the AFC. Are you talking about getting the 1 seed?
Regular season, right? So let's say we get number 2 spot and we don't get home field advantage.
So you're talking about seeding, right? How important is the number 1 seed?
Correct.
Okay. I just want to make sure, because what you asked me is how important is it to win the AFC?
Yeah,
you have to
get the regular season. How important is it to be number one?
To get the number one seed.
Correct.
I think it's important. I do. I don't think I think we can win it by not having the one seed? Yes. Our team is probably one of the best in the league. Built. I think it would help the guys. I think it would help McDermott and the coaches better if we were at home, playing our elements. I really do. But I don't think it's a must. I don't. I think it's important, but it's not a must. Because think about it. So as long as we're not going back to Kansas City, because that's where we keep getting lost. But if we had to go to Baltimore, if we had to go to Cincinnati, or if we had to go to LA and play the Chargers there or something, like those don't scare me. Home field advantage is fantastic, but I'm not scared to go on the road.
No, I kind of was hoping for last season how bad we were playing at home, and I was worried about our team.
The weather was horrible last year.
We just weren't built that way, but we're built that way now, I believe. Like, I think our defensive line is starting to get in there. Well, our defensive line is there. Yeah. I'm going to tell you that right now. Like, they're stacked. They're ready to win the trenches. Our offensive line, that's still a question mark, but we'll see. With Saffold, right? You got Bates coming back. You got Spencer Brown, who's probably going to put on some more weight. So we'll see.
Ooh, Chewy came in and said he thinks Frazier has the most pressure.
I don't think so. I think Frazier's going to come in and do his thing like he always does. Yeah. It's the same defense. He is. What is he going to?
What?
To be
we're going to have a replacement. We're going to have a
number one defense
for Levi Wallace. That's all that matters. I'm smiling.
Yeah.
I am not a Levi fan. We'll have a new cornerback too.
Mikey did not like. See, I didn't mind Levi Wallace. That's another.
Go back and watch. Go back and watch that game. Go back and watch that Kansas City game.
No, I get it.
The touchdowns were on Levi.
Okay, but there's been plenty of players that were really good players throughout the Buffalo Bills history has bad games that were still good players while they were here. I'm just saying, like, I know you're going to pick one game, and I'm not saying he's the best corner we ever had. Yeah, but you're going back to watch the Kansas City game, blah, 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 blah. I'm just saying.
Go back and watch all the Kansas City games.
So you're just saying the Kansas City games. I'm saying, are you saying he's a bad corner since the day he?
No, I'm not saying he's a bad corner. I'm saying we needed an upgrade. We needed a better corner.
Definitely 100%.
He was an average corner who lost us playoff games.
Yeah, I just think he's one of those Tremaine Edmond type players for you. Because for a lot of fans, you know what I mean? Yeah. I think some fans like Levi or respect what he did. And I think I
can respect what he did. He was an undrafted free agent who came into the NFL and has started year over year. We brought in competition. And he kept beating them out.
Yeah.
So either A, we didn't bring in good enough competition, or B, he's better than I want to give him credit for because he was able to do it. My problem is every big game we had, he seemed to be the guy that just couldn't close the deal.
Yeah, or they picked on.
Yep.
He lacks speed, man. Like, if there was one thing
yes, Chewy. Levi is still looking for Kelsey.
Yeah, I know. But I don't know if that's all on him. I still say that the play call was terrible. Like, I don't know what they were doing. Anyways, that game depresses me.
Anyways, we digress when we start talking about Levi Wallace. We always do.
I'm going to start to cry over here talking about the Kansas City game.
But no, so going back to your original question, I don't think home field advantage is a must. I think it is very important because we want to have people in our place. You put teams in front of Bills Mafia, it changes the whole environment.
Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, I really do wonder if the game was in Buffalo last season, if it would have been a different outcome, or it would have been the same outcome. Like, I almost want to say, God, and I shouldn't. It would have probably been the same outcome. I hate to say it, but just because it was just foolishness by the coordinator, by Frazier and McDermott
and
even Dable early on. Yeah, 100%. Like, why weren't you stepping on the gas pedal in the first half like you were in the second? What are you doing? Oh, I can't go back again. We'll be here
no. Let's keep moving. Anyways, so yes, to answer your question, it's not a must, but it is important.
Bringing me back bad memories all over again. We just got done with trip down memory lane. I don't want to ever go. Listen, I will say this, guys. That would never be part of the trip down memory lane. I don't ever.
That hurts too bad. Just like the Super Bowl. I'll never talk about those Super Bowls. That just hurts too bad.
No. All right, hey guys, I do
Jack me. One Super Bowl win is all I'm asking for before I kick the bucket. Just give me one.
Yeah, dude. It's funny. I'm glad you said that. I feel so bad, Mikey, for like the old timers. I had some guy message me on our video we did last week. And or one of my videos, I think, because I always say I've been a fan since '89, and this guy messaged me, I've been a fan since '65 or something. I'm like, God, I feel so bad for the old timers that are, they're a couple years away from,
So, this year, Tommy. This year,
come on, just
this year, Tommy.
Give these poor old dudes, like I still probably got, I don't know,
2022. 2023,
yeah,
2022, 2023 season.
Give them one, man, and they just can go on.
Listen, the football gods have teased us long enough. It's time to give us the carrot.
Oh my God, 60. Can you imagine? These dudes
can you imagine the parade?
They're probably still listening. Happen? They're probably still listening on like radio with their headphones.
Some of them do. They like it.
Right? Yeah.
But can you imagine the parade?
Oh man.
That we're gonna have when we win it this year.
Oh yeah, I'll be there.
Like
I'll
we
be
said,
there.
Me and you are flying in for that.
You better believe it.
We're flying in.
Oh yeah, dude, I've been waiting forever. So yeah, I'm flying. Oh my God.
Well, you might drive in. I have to fly.
Well, yeah, I'm a 4-hour trip, so I ain't too bad, man.
I'm like a 13-hour flight with all the layovers and everything.
So, Mikey, I was thinking the other day, Mikey, about the coolest nicknames ever for the Buffalo Bill players. And we came up with a list. Me and Mikey came up with our top 10 nicknames of all time for Buffalo Bill players, guys. Yeah. Or current, or, ex-Buffalo Bill players.
That we think that means something.
Right? Yeah.
That
meaningful
we like that means something.
and just exactly.
Because there's a lot. Is like, we have a bunch of honorable mentions that are good nicknames.
Right.
But these ones are the ones that that are associated with my childhood.
Right.
With my fandom.
Yeah, and guys, if you guys have something, put it in the chat. Like if you guys have a certain guy that because we might have missed some. I'm sure that we do.
I'm sure we missed some. We were throwing around some at the end. We're like, oh, we forgot about that one.
Dude, there's a lot, guys. So we're gonna start with number 10, which I know this is a top 10, but me and Mike had a tough time in this 10th spot. So we did our first ever top 10 where we're splitting it in half.
Yeah,
number 10. So here we go. Drum roll. Right. Number 10.
Drum roll.
Yeah. Well, you do the damn drum roll. I can't do that. Terrible. Fire.
Moving on. Okay. We're regressing.
Number 10. John Smoke Brown. And then tied with him for number 10 is Devin Motor Singletary. Awesome names, man.
Tommy
Smoke Brown, boy.
There's people in the chat saying that you need to cover the NFL draft because they don't want to listen to the other podcasters.
Yeah,
which we're figuring out what we're gonna do, right? Because we may be doing something.
Yeah. Well, I'll definitely keep you guys in the loop on the draft, probably a week in advance. So I'll go on Twitter. If you guys haven't followed me or Mikey, by the way, I'm Tommy Talks Bills right there on the right there on the bottom. And then Mikey, what's your Twitter? Because I don't
at Apex 006.
You got it. You guys got it right? The Apex man right there.
Yeah. So we will figure out what we're doing. I imagine we'll do something for the draft, whether it's with Buffalo Fan Base, whether it's with hashtag or over on Tommy's channel, Mafia Sports Report. We'll be doing something for it.
Oh yeah, we're definitely doing something, guys. I took off work, so for you guys.
I didn't, but I think I'm going to now. Then as you said, I think I'm going to.
Look at that. See, Mikey coming through. All right. So number 9. Here we go, guys. Gregory Rousseau. Groot.
Yeah, love Groot.
Coming in. Yeah, Groot coming in number 9. Awesome name. Looks kind of like Groot. Man, this list was tough. I'm gonna tell you, there's some guys on this list that we were having a tough time not putting in the top 10, but this is who we got. All right, number 8, Carlos Boogie Basham.
I love the Boogie name.
I didn't.
The funny thing is, I had to Google what his first name was because I didn't even know his first name.
We literally were writing this list down, and I'm like, "What is this?" Because I'm writing their names. I'm like, "Dude, what is his name?" All I know him as Boogie Basham. So yeah, Mikey's on the Google. It's Carlos. I'm like, "Oh, that's right, it's Carlos."
I couldn't remember his name. Like it's it's just one of those things. Like I know him as Boogie.
It is. Yeah, that's really, and that's probably I probably will forget Carlos after tonight's episode.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you. All right, number 7, Trent Edwards, captain, check down.
Oh God,
my most hated player ever. With
and I'll
the
tell you,
best
he
name ever.
fit in here because he's the most hated quarterback ever for Tommy, and he loves the captain check down moniker. There is plenty of other names that we could have added in, but Tommy had to add them to his list.
Guys, come on. Everybody knows
preseason Peterman we could have put in there.
That's true. We could have, but captain check down.
Could add touchdown man. Jesus.
Like he lived for that. Yeah, but listen, Tyrod Taylor came, they were calling him captain check down, but it wasn't, it came from the origins of Trent Edwards.
Yeah. After he got blasted by Adrian Wilson and changed his career.
Right.
He was never the same after that hit.
So coming in at number 6, Marshawn Lynch. Beast
Zach
mode.
Slow Moss. Little Dirty. We forgot about Little Dirty.
Oh, it sucks. Well, honorable mention.
Little Dirty.
All right, Marshawn Lynch coming in at number 6, beast mode. I mean, guys, that's the guy was riding on his when we drafted him.
How you doing, Justin?
On his golf cart. What happened? Go ahead.
Oh no, there's chat. Justin came in.
Okay.
He joined the chat and said, "What's up?" So I was just saying hello.
Oh, what's going on, brother? Welcome to the show, man. Number 5. Here's where it gets good. Here we're in the top 5, Mikey. Number 5. Sean Merriman. Lights out. Sean Lights Out.
I love Lights Out Merriman. God, and even though he never really panned out for the Bills,
no, he didn't. He did okay.
He was a monster off the edge,
dude. He Chargers, right? He came from the Chargers initially, right? He was a beast, man.
He was the closest thing I've seen to Lawrence Taylor from back in the day. The way he rushed the passer for the beginning years before he got hurt and then got busted for performance-enhancing drugs. And then he just was never the same after he got hurt.
Dude, I was so excited when we got
me too.
Sean Merriman. I was like, oh man, Sean Merriman.
Man, having problems tonight, Tommy.
Sorry, guys. Sean freaking Merriman. Lights out. All right, number 4. Another guy that
get the bleep
one of my I know, right? You gotta get the all right. Number 4. One of my most favorite players, not my favorite player, but he's up there. Takeo Spikes, TKO. Oh,
I loved him, and he was fantastic until he ruptured his Achilles. And nowadays he would come back from that, but back then that was a career ender.
Yeah, that was it. I mean, dude's neck was like this.
That guy. Oh man, he was so good.
Dude, when he was in Cincy, and even with us, he was a beast. But Cincy, he played his best in Cincy. And he played really good with us too. It just sucks.
Tommy on that monster can't control what he says.
What the hell, man? With me and my F-bombs tonight. I'm sorry. I think that's 2 or 3. All right. Number 3. You guys all know him as Shady McCoy. LaShawn McCoy. Shady.
And it's funny. The thing about Shady is much like Boogie. For the longest time, I didn't know what his first name was until he got, like when he was with the Eagles, I had no idea. I just called him Shady McCoy. I had no idea what his first name was for the longest time.
See, I did, but I never ever called him LaShawn McCoy. I always called him Shady McCoy.
Do you remember the old school Maddens? Because they even had him listed as Shady McCoy for a while.
Did they?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, man.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that. I have to go back. That's funny,
like when he was like his first couple of years in the league. They named him as Shady McCoy in the game.
That's funny. Hey, there you go. All right, here we go. We're getting down to it. The number 2 spot, Ryan Fitzpatrick, also known as Fitz Magic, and for a little time, Fitz Tragic in Buffalo.
Which one do you get? Do you get the magic or do you get the tragic? Because you'll start the game with the magic, you end the game with the tragic.
Right. But he's now known as Fitzmagic. If we're gonna be fair with the guy, he is will forever be one of Bill's Mafia's most loved, beloved, right? Ex-former players that really did nothing. We're gonna be real.
He was he's all heart, man. He's all heart.
That's all hard work. Like, he never threw anyone under the bus. He was a tough dude, but he didn't.
He was fearless. He was fearless. He just, he didn't care if he threw that game-ending pick.
No,
it was what it was.
That's what he'll go down in history as. He just didn't. He didn't care. He was going to take that chance. And
threats. It's all good.
All right. Number one. Here we go. And if I could do a drum roll, obviously I could. I do terrible drum roll. So number 1 is, thank you, Mikey, OJ Simpson. The juice. The juice is loose. We had to give it to the juice is loose because everyone called him the juice.
Actually, we have a golden one. Remember, we talked about this at the very end. The elite tier. The elite tier.
Yes, we do.
So we did have the juice at number 1, and then after talking, we decided to give an elite tier. Who's going to be in the Hall of Fame tier of Buffalo Bills legends with their nicknames. And that is Brandon Big Baller Bean.
Yes. The triple B, baby. Triple B. You have to. You have to. I mean, like
the Hall of Fame of nicknames.
Right.
What other GM has a nickname?
Right. What other in a nickname like that? It's not like it's a nickname like Buddy or something like Big Baller Bean. Like, my God.
And then the players
he likes it. And he likes it.
Yeah. And the players call him it. Yeah. It's hilarious to listen to, like when the players go on Pat McAfee or they go on Rich Eisen or any of those, and they talk about, the GM having a nickname of Big Baller Bean, and they're like, that's what he is.
Dude, and he is so, what I like about him too? He's so personable. Like when he goes on these shows, he's just like, when he goes on Pat McAfee show, he's so like down to earth, cool to talk to. He does these videos. Go ahead.
Jason comes in and says, Simpson's not the juice, it's the glove.
Oh, come on. The glove don't fit. You must have quit. But no, he's mad cool, man. Like, remember the video he did where he was in his robe? Like he was Christmas vacation.
The Christmas Carol. Yeah. Justin, we did the rankings on the Buffalo Bills, the players who played for the Buffalo Bills and the best top 10 nicknames.
Top 10 nicknames.
We do know that there's more in the honorable mention. And we
had
Machine Gun Kelly.
Right.
Even though I never called him as a kid, but he had the poster. We had Cornelius Biscuit,
Spider-Man.
We had Spider-Man with Darryl Talley. We had Touchdown Jesus, Touchdown Mike Gillespie.
Touchdown Jesus. Yep.
Booby Dixon. Little Dirty.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we do have others that are out there. We had Flash Goodwin.
Yep.
And Marquise Goodwin.
The Snowman.
Yeah.
Gotta put the Snowman in
there. Yeah.
So we've had quite a few guys. Quite a few. Oh man. So Mikey, anything else, man, that you want to get to tonight, man? Because I'm pretty much I did want to talk a little bit about, going back to our first segment, about 2022 versus 2023. And this kind of ties into the draft. So, I think we've gone on and we've gone back and forth on, what the position of need is for 2022. Cornerback, you're willing to take, a top tier, like top 2 round cornerback in the round 1, the end, because it's such a need for you. And we've argued this enough, and I can come around. I can see your point. I feel a little bit different. That's fine. Terminator, yes.
Yes, Terminator is
Yeah,
one of them.
we mentioned him too, Terminator. Yeah.
See, and Josh Allen has a bunch. He has the General, he has Air Allen, he has Rifleman, he has so many.
Air Allen's great too.
Yeah,
But he has a lot. We just got to get one that stick, like one that really that he goes by, because it's gonna have to be something that the players call him,
yeah,
and that stands out. We can't just name him what we want to name him.
yeah. So anyways, going back to what I was saying is, when we start looking at that, Stephon Valentine's Diggs, multiple rooms, brother, multiple rooms. Don't like the player, hate the game. But anyways, let's go back to what I was saying is when you start looking at not so much as 2022, you start looking at 2023. Tight end, we don't have anybody signed after this year. So Diggs and OJ Howard gone. Roger Saffold
maybe
gone. Well, maybe. I'm saying before we resign him, like as of today, we have no one under contract.
Correct.
Roger Saffold, undrafted free agent.
Yeah. Yep.
Moving down. Jordan Poyer, undrafted free agent. Tremaine Edmonds, an undrafted free agent.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of these guys that are out there. Ed Oliver goes into his last year.
Right.
So when we look at it, we have to look at, okay, do we
Singletary? I mean, I know it's not that, but we don't have
another running back.
Right.
Because it's Singletary and Duke Johnson. Both are, undrafted free agents. We'll have Zach Moss in the room. Same with the quarterback situation. Barkley and the other guy are only here for 1 year.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of, yes, we do have a little bit of money this year. Casey Keenum. Keenum is here for 1 more year. So we have to start looking at, cornerback is extremely important. Don't get me wrong. But we have a lot of positions to fill going into next year.
Yeah. Yep.
So we have to look at that. So, as much as I would love a wide receiver in round 1 to add to that collection to keep that fastball, if we don't have someone protecting Josh,
Yep.
If we don't have someone to replace Tremaine, we don't have someone to replace Poyer if they decide to let him walk. We don't have someone to replace Oliver if they can't afford him. Like, we can't sign everybody. Someone's going to leave us. So
see that I agree. So that's what worries me, the most is protecting Josh and all. Like you just hit the nail on the head. Saffold's only here 1 year, right? He's getting up there in age. We all know this. That's why Brandon Beane only gave him 1 year kind of deal to see if he can. Maybe we resign him, maybe we don't.
Yeah,
it really depends on. Yeah, it just depends on. I think really it's going to come down to his health. How he's going to, see how it works. But either way, it's a 1 year deal. And right now, I think we're fine in wide receiver. I know a lot of people want that splash guy. You guys want that, like.
Well, the reason why we want him in the pipeline, is because we have Davis for 2 more years. We have McKenzie for 2 more years. We have Diggs for 6 more years. But everyone else is on a 1 year contract.
Yeah.
Then you go look at, corner or at linebacker. Edmonds is on his last year. We have 2 more years of Milano, and then he's a free agent.
Yeah.
We have a couple more years of White, and then he's a free agent. We have 2 more years. So everything's like a 1 or 2 year deal. So we got to figure out who we're going to keep and who we have to start replacing.
Yeah. Or who we're going to trade because if you can't sign them all, which I would love, and it's not going to happen. I know we're used to it so far, but it's just not reality. Eventually someone's going to go, one of our top guys. Do you does Bean just say, you know what, I love you, but I got to get something for you. I just can't afford you next year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
where do you want to go? Kind of those type of
I'll
deals,
work with you.
I'll work with you, to make sure that I don't just send you anywhere. But we'll try to get something for you. I do believe that
Don't forget about Gabe Davis either. By the way,
well, I said we only have him for 2 more years.
Yeah,
but the problem is, if Gabe Davis continues his trajectory,
big money.
He's going to be looking for big money. And can we really have Diggs under big money, Allen under big money, and Davis under big money?
I don't know.
Along with having to pay Oliver and Von Miller and all those guys.
Normally, Mikey, I would say no. But Jesus, I don't know. With
We have
Brandon
three more years on Stevenson.
I don't know
Yeah,
the
Brandon
magic
Beane,
he.
who knows?
I don't know David Copperfield crap he does in the back.
But you would think, like, logically, they have to have a plan in place, right?
Right.
You would think logically they have to have a plan in place on what.
Well, they definitely do.
Yeah.
For sure. Brandon Beane's not just going, worry about it later when I
He's not throwing darts at the dartboard saying, which one am I keeping?
Right. I'm sure he does, and I'm sure his staff does, and we'll see. And that's why I threw that out there about the Tremaine Edmonds thing. And I know you're saying no way, but I still hear I think a lot of people agree and some don't. Like, I think some people are like, you know what? Trade Edmonds. And I think some people are like, no way.
Could get the pick, and we weren't going to re-sign him, and we could get the first round pick, I would say yes. I just don't think anyone's going to give us a first round pick for him into his last deal. That's my only thing.
Yeah,
and at this
unless
point,
he signs an extension. It depends.
And unless you keep him, because the other option is you keep him, you let him walk next year, he signs a deal, and you get a comp pick for him.
Right.
Man,
and then you got, and then of course you got the Poyer that we're talking about.
Yeah,
I have a feeling though. I have a strong feeling that Poyer will get re-signed. I think they're gonna.
I think Poyer and Hyde both get re-signed.
Yeah, I think his loyalty's been here. I think they like the duo.
His play hasn't dipped.
His play hasn't dipped. He's a leader on defense with Hyde. When Tre'Davious went out. Even before trade, they're the real backbone behind there, man. They're the guys that are just, I have 100% confidence that they're going to be in the right place. Yeah. Dane Jackson and Cam Lewis. I love Dane right
Jackson
now.
Was solid.
He was, but I'm saying without those two guys back there.
Oh yeah, without those two guys, yeah, that's a different outlook.
Right,
he's solid because he only had to play his position. He didn't have to worry about anything else.
That's when you got an All-Pro and a second team All-Pro behind you.
Yeah,
things to get a little easier, right? Just like how we're talking about Von Miller. Is going to make life easier on Greg Rousseau, Boogie Basham, AJ Epinesa, Ed Oliver, all those guys. Whoever plays next to him is going to do that. And that's what Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde does. And that's why I think Brandon Beane will get the deal done. And he's already gotten it done once. I don't see why not. It's just the Drew Rosenhaus thing kind of worries me a little bit because he's such a stickler.
Here's my thing on that. As long as he's not asking to be the top paid safety, I think we bring him back. If he's just asking like Diggs and like everyone else be top 5 average APY, I think we re-sign him. If he's asking to break the be the leader in the room, I don't think Beane does that. Because we didn't do that for Josh Allen.
Yeah. Dwight coming in for that speech Poyer gave the
epic.
Patriots game.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that game, like when I saw that after, because obviously I didn't see that during, but after I'm like, oh my God.
Oh God, I hope so. Dwight. The problem is I don't think we have enough ammo to get up as high as we're going to need to get Sauce.
Yeah, dude, I did a video on that actually.
I would absolutely love it.
I would definitely give up the first and next year's for him.
But it would to get up to the top 5, where you're going to have to get up to get him. Like if he fell to 7, I could see Beane going up to 7 with the Giants.
Yes,
and doing something, working.
He'd have to get out the top 5. He'd have to get out the top 5.
Yeah,
100%.
For us to even
think about
have a slim hope of trading up that high to get him.
No, I agree. But I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind even trading up a couple. Depending on how far he drops in the first for McDuffie. He's a hell of he's a day one starter too. Yeah, he's a hell of a corner, man. But to give up that a lot, yeah, I would be willing to do it for Sauce because I think he's that unique of a player. But like Mikey said, I think he'd have to get out of the top 5.
And Jason, what you have to remember is the trade value is usually based off of the quarterback draft. So if you don't have a lot of it, like last year, it was super high to get up high because of quarterbacks. There was 4 quarterbacks, 4 quarterbacks last year, right?
Yeah,
that everyone wanted to get up. And this year, the quarterback value is so low that to get up that high, and people are trying to get out of the top 10 right now. It's not going to be the same price it would have cost last year to get up.
Yeah, there's a couple teams that we talked about this.
The Giants have already come out and said they want to get out. The Texans have said they wanted to get out.
Falcons, I think.
The Falcons has said they wanted to get out. I believe
They're just trying to pile
Lions,
picks up.
Yeah, I think Lions said they were open to moving the number 2 pick. So a lot of teams are like, okay, because there's no real quarterback there, the value isn't there. They're willing to come out, and during those low points, the price doesn't cost as much to go up. So just remember that. Another one that came in was Chewy was asking about trading Trey if we can get Devin Lloyd. The problem with that is Devin Lloyd's more of an outside backer, is a Will, not a Mike. Could he learn? That's then you're having the same problem you had with Trey. Trey was a Will in college and they moved him to Mike. So I have a feeling people wouldn't like that. If you're looking for a true Mike linebacker, you're looking probably more like the Chad Mumas and Troy Andersons and people like that.
Yeah.
I think everyone, could Lloyd play Mike? Probably. He's talented. He reminds me so much of Darius Leonard. His game reminds me so much of Darius Leonard. It's crazy.
Yeah. The Edmonds thing is a little. It's been quiet though.
Yeah.
Right. For a
eerily
player
quiet. And we've re-signed a lot of guys, and he hasn't been one of them.
That's why I kind of bring up the trade thing too, because it's like it's not really like it's weird. Like his agent hasn't come out. He hasn't said anything. Brandon Beane doesn't really talk about it. Like, not really. He brung him up a little bit in the press conference at the end of the season, but not really. Like, very, very, very little words. Like, I don't know, Mikey. That's why I'm really thinking, because I think he knows Edmonds is going to want money, like maybe more than what he is want to give up. That's the only problem, man. That's the only problem I see. I like Edmonds.
Yeah. Chewy comes in and asks, what team could the Bills partners with? They could partner with the Giants with Joe Shane. At 5 or 7. They could partner with Carolina. They have connections there. They have connections at Atlanta. They made trades with people. The Raiders. They made trades with the Raiders in the past. So Brandon Beane is the one team I don't expect him to make a deal with would be the Washington Commanders after what happened with J.D. McKissic.
Oh no, he ain't. And also,
that's the only one that I can see him not making a deal.
Yeah,
with.
And I want to point out too, don't forget, you don't necessarily need to leap from 25 to, let's say, 6. Brandon Beane did this for Josh Allen, where he leaped to, I think, 13 or 12, and then he leaped from 12 to 7 to get Josh Allen. So he leaped twice.
Yeah, so he could do what he did is take 25 and a player, move up to 13, 12, 11, 10, and then take that and try to go up higher. He's done that, multiple times. Beane could do anything. He's a wild card, man. You never know what the guy's plan is.
And he's not going to
crazy.
That's funny. That's like all these things about like all these players coming to meet with the Buffalo Bills. It's like right now, guys, you could do all the mock drafts you want.
Like Johnny Mechie. John Mechie III out of Alabama was here today. Like I never pegged him as a Buffalo target.
Right.
I'll tell you what. Catch point isn't real great. And McDermott, he loves the guys who have hands. And Mechie's sketchy.
Yeah. And most of the players,
like how that rhymes? Mechie's sketchy.
Yeah, Mechie is sketchy. Most of the players Beane goes after, I honestly don't they weren't on the radar that people were talking about. Like, for the most part, Josh Allen was the only one that really
Groot wasn't on my radar at all. I thought we were. He was for you because he wasn't for me.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, Groot. I had a second round grade on Groot.
Okay, so we had the 30th pick. It's very close second round. So you know what I mean. So
I had him DN4 behind Owe out of
I
had Phillips, Owe, and then there was another one, the Washington DN.
Oh, I forget his name. Yeah,
it's a dual name. Out of Washington, and then I had Groot as the number 4.
Yeah, it was either if Najee slipped, I wanted Najee because that was almost the second round. I wasn't mad about that, or it was Groot, and only because the upside and what he did is one lone year was impressive, and sure enough, we took him.
Chewy, I have no idea if what kind of trade conversation we can get for Trey Edmonds.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
that is a tough one. I got to admit, because first round, I don't think so, Mikey. I think he would be like we could probably get a second round.
I see he's on his final year of his deal.
That's what I mean.
And at $12 million.
But
they also have to take on the cap space.
Yeah, but
they're getting a linebacker that's basically the same age as a lot of these guys that are coming out this year.
Right. That's one positive. He's already has NFL experience, right? 4 years.
2-time Pro Bowl.
Right. And you know how they do. They'll talk to him before they trade and say, well, you extend, I'll do it if you extend.
Yeah.
Most trades work that way.
Who knows?
They're not.
Who knows? I don't know how the league views him. Like Brandon Beane views him very highly, obviously, because they constantly talk about him as highly. So either we're going to re-sign him, or I just can't see us letting him walk out without anything. I just can't see that.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Well, guys, hey, once again, I want to thank everyone for that's in the chat, that watched the video, that will watch the video later. I appreciate you guys. This is our second show on the Buffalo Fan Base Network. We really appreciate you guys. And go listen, guys, also too, go on their YouTube and subscribe. Buffalo Fan Base has just started up their YouTube. And there's a lot of great content on there besides Mafia Sports Report. So and Mikey, anything?
Tommy, you got some messages in the chat for you.
Joey. What's up, Joey? I appreciate you, brother.
Also, next week, what we'll do is we will. Yeah, so let's do this, Tommy. Next week, let's carve out about 15 minutes at the end of the show to answer questions. Let's just
sure
carve it out.
Yeah, no doubt,
we can get in here and answer the questions that they have. So as we talk about leading into it, we'll carve out some time for you guys to answer questions, because you always seem to have them. So
no doubt about it. Yeah. So once again, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you, Mikey. We'll be on here next Monday at 9 p.m. And go Bills.
Go Bills.